Hi friends, my name is Riley Schroeder. Welcome to my channel about all things living in Houston. I'm a local real estate agent and I was born and raised in Houston, so it's safe to say I know Houston like the back of my hand. So whether you are moving to Houston, your job is relocating you to Houston, or you already live here and you're trying to find the area that best aligns with your lifestyle, I have your back. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can learn what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, and play all things Houston, Texas. Also hit that like button to help others like you find my videos about what it's like to live in Houston. I have helped so many people move and relocate to Houston and I absolutely love it. So be sure to give me a call, shoot me a text or email so I can help you too. This number will connect you directly to me, so reach out in whatever way you are most comfortable, after hours, weekends, day, night. I have your back when moving to Houston, Texas. All right, that being said, let's jump into it. I'm gonna start with my favorite thing about Houston. Pro number one is that it is so friendly. I've traveled a lot of the US. I feel like I can confidently say there's nothing like Houston. You're always gonna have your door held open for you. Strangers are gonna smile at you. If you drop something, a stranger's gonna stop and help you pick it up. You have people waving at you when you're passing by them on the road. It's very neighborly. And what's funny is whenever I have clients moving in from out of state, I'll always tell them this. And sure enough, whenever I'm following up a couple months after closing, they're like, you were right. It's very friendly. It's very easy to get to know your neighbors. There's just a lot of human connection and it's really nice. Now let's talk about something that's not so nice. This leads me to con number one, which is our weather. Unfortunately, we don't really have seasons. As I've mentioned, I've lived in Houston my entire life. I've only seen snow 4 or 5 times. Our coldest months, December, January, February. We can get some freezing temps, but we're most likely going to be back in the 80 degrees within a couple of days. So you should not move to Houston expecting those long, cold, really cozy winters. Not going to happen. On the flip side, we've got about 6 to 7 months of pure heat. Our summers are long and our summers are hot. Feels like 100-degree temperature days are very common. It also comes with a lot of humidity. So great for the skin, it makes your skin very dewy. Not so great for the hair, ladies. So keep that in mind if you're moving to Houston. If you can't handle the heat, you probably can't handle Houston. Let's talk about pro number two, which is Houston's food scene. And you are talking to a true foodie here. It is a foodie's paradise. It is very underrated in my opinion too. We have got some really fresh seafood from the coast. We've got some great Cajun and Creole food from the influences of our Louisiana neighbors, incredible Italian. I could go on for days. I actually have a notes in my phone of all the restaurants I tried that were incredible, all the ones I still want to try. So feel free to reach out if nothing else, just for that list, because it is incredible if I do say so myself. Con number two, and this one can kind of piggyback off con number one, and that is hurricanes. So hurricane season runs from June to November every year. This does not mean we get a catastrophic hurricane every year, but it does mean that there's the possibility of one every year. So they are a serious thing and they don't just affect the coast. Hurricane Harvey, which hit us in 2017, sat over the Woodlands and Conroe and flooded some of those areas worse than they flooded Pearland. So it is something to take seriously and be prepared for. Our kids do have hurricane drills in school and we do have evacuation routes, and I will always recommend getting flood insurance, and we can totally dive into this further in another video, but it is just something to be aware of. If you're considering moving to Houston, hurricanes are a threat, and that's just the reality of living in Houston. Pro number three is the beach. We have a beach, and we will all admit it is not the prettiest beach, but it's a beach, and it's a lot more than what a lot of other US cities can say, and it is a huge relief during those hot summer months. It is a ton of fun to go down to Galveston or Surfside or Matagorda and get some relief from that sun. We also have Lake Houston and Lake Conroe if saltwater isn't your thing. There's a lot to do outdoors to get some relief from the heat, and that's really important when you have 6 to 7 months of summer. So you'll find a lot of people spending time outdoors during those months, and it's really nice, lots of fun. Con number 3 is public transportation. I'll be honest, I haven't had a huge need for it personally. The reason I'm including it in con number 3 is because I've had so many clients move in from out of state that are very used to taking public transportation. So you will need a car. You're most likely going to be commuting in Houston. We don't have the best public transportation, A, and B, Houston is so big. Con number 4, and one of my favorite things about living in Houston, is that there is so much to do. We have a lot of professional sports. We have the MLB, the NFL, the NBL, the MLS, the NWSL. There's always something to do year-round with professional sports. Not to mention we have a zoo, an aquarium, a theater district, a museum district. We also host one of the largest rodeos in the world, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, which also brings concerts. So last year we had George Strait. This year we'll have the Chainsmokers and Chris Stapleton. We've had Bruno Mars and Beyonce, who is from Houston. Have I mentioned that yet? So there are just endless things to do in Houston, whether you're single, you are newly married, or you have kids. Overall, it's a lot of fun, a year-round blast to be in Houston. Con number 4, and this kind of piggybacks off my con number 3, and that's traffic. As I mentioned previously, if you're moving to Houston, you're probably gonna need a car, and in that car, you might have some frustrations if you're commuting during rush hour. Houston is just so big. We have the Loop, we have the Beltway, which goes around the Loop, and then we have the Grand Parkway. Those are just the loops. Then we have I-10 out to Katy. The Katy Freeway can be miserable during rush hour. The Southwest Freeway, which is League City feeding into downtown, also miserable. 45, the Northwest Freeway, we have all these other diagonal freeways going along that you hit traffic on. So a lot of my clients actually structure their home search around how long their commute will be. So it's just something to be aware of if you're planning on moving to Houston. Consider how long of a commute time you're comfortable with, especially if you're traveling early morning, afternoons during rush hour. Pro number 5, and I love this one, it's still relatively affordable to live in Houston. Our cost of living and our average home price is lower than the national average. So in January 2023, our average home price was $344,000. And for that amount, you can get a nice 3 to 4 bedroom in the suburbs with a nice backyard. So huge pro is that you get bang for your buck in terms of housing and cost of living here in Houston. Rounding us out, con number 5, and it's just the scenery or lack thereof. Don't get me wrong, the Houston skyline is beautiful and we have the beaches like I mentioned, but it's known as the concrete jungle. It's just very flat. And out in the rural areas where I grew up, there's a lot of farmland and that can be very peaceful for sure. But you're not getting hills or anything like that like you get in Austin or Dallas. I've actually had a lot of friends during college come and visit me, and they're always very shocked of the lack of scenery. So it's something to make note of if you're considering a move to Houston. Guys, I have helped over 100 individuals, couples, and families move to the Houston area since 2019, and I freaking love it. And the only way I can help you is if you reach out. So you gotta reach out, give me a call, shoot me an email or a text, whichever is easiest and most comfortable for you. I wanna have your back when moving to the Houston area. So that's it for now. Until my next video, I'll see you later. But it's a lot more than what a lotter. Jimmy, can you get down? I'm trying to make a video. Even the video there too. We have the NFL, NBL, NBL. I said NBL twice.